Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Hillsborough, where we strive to be an open and welcoming congregation to all who seek community and support. We don't worship in one specific way each week, and don't require that we all hold a specific creed. Instead, we are a covenant community committed to our shared UU values of interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, and justice, centered in love. We offer loving support for each other in our individual lifelong quest for truth and meaning in matters of our personal faith. So whoever you are, member, guest, or friend, and for whatever reason or purpose guided you to join us here, we welcome you. In the spirit of welcoming, please turn to your neighbor and wish them a hearty good morning. My name is Jenny Kiles, and I'm the worship coordinator for today's service. Our theme this month is Embracing Possibility. As a lay-led congregation, there are many contributors and many behind the scenes who make our services possible. So we give a big thank you to everyone who helps make this a great place to gather, learn, and grow in spirit and love and community. This is a really good time to see that your cell phone is either turned off or silenced, what we affectionately call worship mode. We will enjoy coffee, tea, and snacks after the service here in the sanctuary. If you're a visitor today, please stay for a bit so we can get to know each other better. I'd like to mention our activity bags and pipe cleaners. Activity bags and pipe cleaners are for anyone of any age who could use something to busy their hands during the service. They're located in the back of the sanctuary, and we just ask that you return them there at the end of the service. Before we create our time for worship, let us take a moment to share important announcements for the good of the community that may not be on the back of our order of service.
I wasn't sure if John had an announcement. I'm Heather Ponte. Orange County is a collaborative of care, which means we receive money from HUD to provide homeless services to Orange County. We have never had a membership committee, so we've been out of compliance with HUD, but we will now. And we're having our first general meeting on this Thursday from 3 to 5 at the Drakeford Library. So if you're interested in becoming part of the membership to address homeless services and the homeless response system in Orange County, I suggest you come. We'll have organizational membership and individual membership. So if you're interested in learning more, you can find me after service.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and I serve as your treasurer. And so my announcement is that budget requests are due to me tomorrow. If you are in charge of anything that spends money, you're supposed to let me know how much money you think you need for the next fiscal year so that we can plan the aspirational budget and start the pledge season and all of this stuff. This is the first step. And we're having our meeting tomorrow to talk about it. I have only received budget requests from worship. Everybody else, please send me your budget requests before tomorrow's meeting. Thank you.
Hello. I'm looking for a flatbed trailer to shift a bunch of wood to here. We have a small van which would require about 20 trips, which I'm not really keen on doing. So if anyone has a flatbed trailer, catch me and we'll talk about it.
Okay, I thought Alicia might say something about it, but I'm going to jump on it, and it is in the back of orders.
I thought you were doing it.
Sorry. So On the 27th of April, we're going to have the first of 2 cottage meetings to go over the bylaws task force proposed revisions to the Articles of Association. A lot of work has gone into this. We've taken in a lot of feedback from this community, from surveys, from town halls, and we would really love the opportunity to get some more feedback before things are, really polished and finalized. So this will be 7 o'clock on the 27th. It'll be by Zoom, and then later in May we'll have another one that will be after service. Check it out up here. It's going to be in your newsletter, and we would love any and all feedback. So we'll make sure that you have easy and early access to the current version, the proposed changes, and we're working on a document summarizing, like an executive summary of what the changes are that we're proposing, and kind of what got us to those proposals. We're going to, based on this feedback, we're either going to have a cow before the annual cow to decide if we're going to adopt those bylaws, in which case they can be in effect before the cow where we look at the annual budget and the slate and things like that. We may not be able to do that in time. We may just have a very long cow on June 7th. We'd like to not do that. So the more people who can come, participate, share your feedback, the better. I think we've had a lot of participation so far in the task force led by Alicia, and she's done an amazing job with it. Thank you so much, Alicia. But this is your congregation, this is your community, and we want your input as we're making these changes, and not just when we, present a final product and say yes, no, please. Thank you.
Okay, I gotta follow up with that. Well, my name is Amy, and I am probably the oldest member of the church, certainly the oldest member working for this church. Yay. And I want to emphasize how important this is. We are, I don't know what's going to happen after we've approved these changes, but when it comes up to deciding, that is not the time to complain. The time to complain is beforehand. This is just, it's vital to democracy, and it's crucial to our congregation being in fellowship with each other. Is working these things out ahead of time. Thank you. And thank you all so much who have worked on this.
If there are no more announcements, let's prepare ourselves for our time together. First, we will begin with our chalice lighting. This reading is called Our Beacon of Hope by Joseph M. Cherry. As we gather together for worship this morning, being both near and far, we light our chalice as we do each week. It is a symbol of our faith. A single candle flame in a dark space illuminates a person in silhouette. May its light be a beacon of hope for the many, those who feel lost, those who feel threat, those who feel tired, those who are uncertain. May our beacon of hope help you find home, help you feel safe, give you respite, and honor your searching mind and spirit. Today we are making use of our UU resource, the Sermon of the Month, via video. The speaker is Ren Bellavance Grace, and I will tell you more about her before her homily. Now please rise and body your spirit as we sing our opening hymn, For All That Is Our Life. Ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a sharing community where our joys are celebrated, and a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. Each Sunday, we take some time to reflect on the special happenings that have occurred since we were last gathered together. Some choose to share aloud, while others choose to remain silent, and here we make room for both. If you would like to speak to someone on our care team, please contact Patty O'Connor or me. For those of you who would like to share aloud, please take a moment to center yourself and collect your thoughts so that what you share this morning is personal, heartfelt, and brief enough so that everyone can share. Please come forward, tell us your name, and share what is in your heart. When you are finished, you may release a stone into the vase on the altar. If you prefer to silently acknowledge your joys and sorrows remaining in your hearts, I invite you to come to the altar and release a stone into the vase in silence while Aviva plays I Know This Rose Will Open. After she plays it through one time, you are all invited to sing this meditation song, and the words will be on the screen. We hold all these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken. By remaining silent for a moment, let us consider what has shared and how we might respond. Let us close together with Amen and blessed be. Amen and blessed be. Now let's hear from our religious exploration folks. What are you learning and doing in RE?
So today, the youth and the kids are going to be working together to make cookies for our bake sale. And the bake sale is part of the service work that was designed by the youth, and the proceeds of the bake sale, details to come, are going to be divided evenly between the homeless shelter, New Hope Elementary, and the Trevor Project. So let's go cut out some sugar cookies, folks, and put colored sprinkles on them.
At this time each Sunday, we take up a monetary offering which supports our social justice work in our Orange County communities. This month, our plate offering goes to Orange congregations and mission, and we thank you for your generosity.
Raise your voices, harmonize with every word I sing and play. A human voice is buried, just as human faces are divine. Listen carefully to the world, provider for all living things. If all is learned, then why cannot some learn to leave their greed behind? If all is learned, then why cannot some learn to leave their hate behind? If all is learned, then why cannot some learn to leave all war behind? If fear is not real, why cannot they live with you? If fear is not real, why cannot you live with them? If all is learned, then why cannot man live in peace? If fear is not real, why cannot you live with her? If fear is not real, why cannot he live with you? If fear is not real, why cannot we change the world? Raise your voices, harmonize with every word I sing and sigh. A human voice is very, just as human faces are divine. The world is wounded, spinning, healing. The universe am I.
Thank you for the beautiful music. Please join me in our prayer of collective gratitude found near our order of service. For the love that surrounds us every morning, for the friends beside us, and for the generous gifts just received, let us be truly grateful. So our speaker today is coming to us via video. Ren Bellavance Grace loves working with lay leaders and religious professionals serving congregations of all sizes across New England. She serves as the New England representative on the National Safer Congregations team, which curates best practices for safer church communities and responds to misconduct and ethical breaches. And her sermon this morning is called In Hope, Inhale.
This sermon started with autocorrect. You know, that thing in our phones that thinks it knows better than us what we meant to write and say. Sometimes autocorrect can save us from some embarrassing blunders. But this sermon starts on the day that my autocorrect became sort of accidental spiritual advisor to me. Let me explain. A few years ago, I was going through a really rough time. And in those hard days, hope felt really, really far away, really hard to believe in, hard to find. Not only could I not feel any sense of it inside myself, but I found it hard to even believe that hope existed out there in the world at all. So that's when I started closing every email that I write with the words, in hope. See, I wanted to believe in hope. I really, really needed it, but I could not quite make that connection. So I made my fingers type it out day after day, email after email, in hope, in hope, in hope. And I think it really did help. Having to type those words every day became a regular practice, a practice of acting as if I still held on to hope until I could go back to inhabiting that space again myself. And then a few months ago, I was typing in hope at the end of my email, as I have been doing for several years now, and my computer changed it to inhale. Well, that was strange. I fixed the mistake, no big deal. A few hours later, I was typing another email and I typed in hope. Inhale is what popped up on the screen. Obviously, I thought my fingers had become just so fast on the typewriter that my computer can't even keep up with what I'm typing. And it went back to normal for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, and then again, I typed in hope. My computer said, inhale. Now, I might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but it finally dawned on me that maybe, just maybe, I needed to slow down, check myself, and ask, am I breathing? Well, enough to stay alive, sure, but is that enough? Am I slowing down enough and paying attention enough to pause, to inhale with intention? Was I breathing on purpose? And the answer was no. No, not when there was too much to do, and not when we are living in this shared moment where hope continues to be so hard to find. Hard to find when our beloved neighbors are losing access to health care, to life-saving prescriptions, losing access to their SNAP benefits, when people's jobs are being downsized, and so are the sizes of our cereal boxes in the grocery stores, and hope that is so hard to find when our trans beloveds are being vilified on a daily basis, and our disabled colleagues are watching hard-won equity and access being whittled away day by agonizing day. And where is hope? Where is hope in the persistent news of citizens, of green card holders, of immigrants, of children sitting in custody in secret places, and we don't even know how many, and we don't know where, and we can't even pray for them all by names we do not know, and I'm not even sure anyone is keeping track. Maybe you, like me, hesitate to turn on the TV news or the car radio in fear of the next terrible headlines. Will it be flood or a wildfire? Tsunami or an earthquake? Will it be political violence or the personal kind? Our breaths feel collectively held because it's too much. The world feels like it's too much. How could we possibly be expected to remember to inhale, to breathe on purpose, to breathe in hope? And so today I am grateful to pastime me that started this practice of signing my emails in hope, because it reminds me that I have to believe in hope, that it's an act of faith for me to continue to look for it. There's an American memoirist and podcast host named Glennon Doyle, and she has a word for times such as these that we are living through. She writes, life is freaking brutal. Brutal. She writes in one of her essays a story about when she was moving to a new town and she visited a church for the first time. And as she was waiting for the church service to begin, someone climbed to the pulpit and read the daily announcements, as happens in so many churches across this country, across the globe. When the announcements were finished, she thought, great, okay, the service is about to start. But first, way over there, a woman in a choir robe stood up, pulled something from her pocket, and said, someone left this spoon in my house last week at the potluck. Tell me if it's yours. I want to get it back to you. Glennon looked around, and she sort of expected to see eyes rolling or smirky smiles being exchanged, like, oh, there goes wacky Matilda and her spoons again. But that's not what she saw in that space. She said what she actually saw was everyone smiling earnestly at the choir lady. and the spoon. She writes, because they were both theirs, the choir lady and the spoon. And they, the choir lady and the spoon, deserved to be treated with respect. And I thought, oh my, I have much to learn from these people. They know that God is in the details. They know that old ladies and lost spoons are infinitely more important than time. Today, you and I showed up here bringing sacred space to cyberspace, in the same way that Glennon Doyle showed up in real life to her church in person. We show up in these spaces in part because life is brutal. It is brutal and it is beautiful, and it is not always in perfect balance. And in the face of that, human connection and church lady potlucks and recording this small message with the hope that it will reach one more soul who longs to believe in hope, all of that is so much more important than the 1,000 other things we could be doing with our time right now. Our connection matters. It's true that there's so much brokenness all around us, and it is true that beauty still abides. The world has always been beautiful. Because of this, because of the beauty and the mystery that inspires awe, because we, collectively, are imperfectly and brokenly human together. Because we have joys and fears that need to be shared. We need hope. We need each other. We can find both of these things, both hope and connection, in our Unitarian Universalist church spaces, whether they are church buildings full of history and heresy, or whether they are in these cyberspaces where we connect together over areas of time and space and distance. We belong to each other. Just like Matilda and her spoon and the people who sang in the choir and all of those who just mouth the words, we muddle through our days and our weeks balancing beer and worry about our parents getting older and for the future that we dream of for our children and for the deadlines that we still have to meet and the groceries we have to lug up the stairs. And like Sisyphus, every day we wake and do the same things again and again. We can remind each other that there are still signs of hope. Now, I live the next town over from Emily Dickinson's home, the very place where she wrote a very famous poem about hope being a thing with feathers. At the risk of committing heresy, which is, given my proximity to her home, I have to confess to you, I really do not like that poem. I do not. That image of hope as a frail, delicate little thing with feathers, that never resonated with me as a description or a vision of hope. I gravitate more toward the poem written by Pauline Murray called Dark Testament. Now, if you don't know about Pauline Murray, she was born in 1910. She lived an extraordinary life. Her grandmother had been born in slavery and didn't live to see everything her daughter would accomplish, but let me just give you a few highlights of her career. Polly became a feminist and a civil rights activist. She was a memoirist and a lawyer, and not just that, but as a graduate of Howard Law School, she was the only woman in her graduating class, and she was their valedictorian. She also got advanced degrees from Yale and from Berkeley. She wrote a book that Thurgood Marshall himself called his Bible for civil rights lawyers. And at the end of her career, she got a Master's of Divinity degree, and in 1977, she became the first Black woman to be ordained as an Episcopal priest. And when I am thinking about hope, I lean not towards delicate birds with feathers. I lean towards the descriptions that she has written in a poem called Dark Testament. And I want to read to you an excerpt from verse 8 of her Dark Testament. Polly Murray writes, "Hope is a crushed stalk clenched between fingers. Hope is a bird's wing broken by a stone. Hope is a word whispered in the wind, a dream of 40 acres and a mule, a cabin of one's own, and a moment to rest. Hope is a song in a weary throat. Give me a song of hope and a world where I can sing it. Give me a song of faith and a people who believe in it. Beloved, I think this is us. I think we can be that people of faith who believe in it. In spite of everything, our Unitarian Universalist theology and tradition tells us that revelation is not sealed, the story is not done unfolding, and that while we live, hope lives. We can be those people who hold on to hope's song in our weary throats. We are the people who do hope's work. Life is brutal. It is hard and complicated, and it is tempered by joy, by laughter, by the smell of fresh baking bread, and by winter trees frosted with snow and bright wildflowers pockmarking our hillsides, and by shooting stars that decorate summer nights. When we pause to notice these mundane and miraculous things, we remember that the world is bigger than us and more resilient. We remember that it is an act of faith to show up in our communities and help one another. We remember to pause, to inhale, to reconnect to that larger love that holds us all. Now, I don't know why we were put here in this time, in this place, but I believe we are here to love and to receive love. We are hardwired for connection, and I believe that is our calling, to co-create communities of care and belonging, to insist on hope, even when, especially when it is hard to find, to remind each other to breathe. We can be those people, grasping hope like a stalk in our fist that reminds us that our gardens will bloom again in the spring, that the bird's broken wing will mend. And we know that that is true because when we share our own pain, our own grief, our own brokenness in these sacred spaces, we are held in care. We are helped toward healing, and we help one another heal by turn. Friends, on this day, let me be your autocorrect. In hope, inhale. Will you take a breath with me? Inhale the gift of all of us together across time and space and distance. We are together, breathing together, existing together in this beautiful world. You are my hope today, friends. Wherever you are. I don't know your name, I don't know where you are, I don't know what the weather is like outside your windows, but just knowing that you're there, held in the same love, keeper of the same chalice flame, you are my hope today. The beauty and the terror of the world will go on. It always has. I'm recording this in a New England winter where it is cold and dark and the trees are reaching towards heaven with barren arms. But hope and faith remind me that before long, the scene outside my window will startle me with crocuses pushing their little heads out of the soil. And by little blue robin's eggs and lunch dates on the sidewalk with old friends and long summer walks with my dogs and losing our spoons in each other's kitchens. Beautiful. All of it beautiful. And we get to be part of it. People of faith, tending a song of hope in our weary throats. May it always be so. And may peace and hope abide with you. Amen. Ashe. and blessed be.
So I really enjoyed that, and I hope that Ren will come back and give us another sermon. Please rise and body your spirit as we sing our closing hymn, There Is More Love Somewhere. Our closing words this morning are We Hold Hope Close by Julian Jamaica Soto. In this community, we hold hope close. We don't know what comes next, but that cannot dissuade us. We don't always know just what to do, but that does not mean we are lost in the wilderness. We rely on the certainty, the foundation of our values and ethics. We are the people who return to love like a North Star and to the truth that we are greater together than we are alone. Our hope does not live in some glimmer of an indistinct future. We know that the way to the world of which we dream, and by covenant from one right action to the next, we know one day we will arrive at home. Now please join me as we extinguish our sacred UU flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace, my friends, and blessed be.